This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review episode 3 of the Book of Boba Fett on Disney Plus, in which Boba gets a pet, and the first 3 episodes of Peacemaker on HBO Max, in which John Cena dances around in his underwear singing into a vibrator.
What?
All that, plus our instant reaction to the brand new Moon Knight trailer from Marvel, all in this edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, January 17th, 2022.
Okay, Sebastian Maniscalco here, and whenever I'm in the mood to hear the latest superhero and comic book movie news, I listen to the Jock and Nerd podcast. Okay, no, seriously? If I ever felt like that, I blow my brains out first. You got that?
Check. Check 1. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up. We talk it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We talk it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Oh, hello, listener. How's it going? Welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero, TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
And joining us is a guy who I'm pretty sure was a butt baby. It's Rug Boy. What's up, Rugs?
Call me Queef Maker.
He is the vigilante known as Queef Maker,
Don't ask me how I make them.
taking out crime with his powerful slack
Do
hole.
I cause them to happen, or do I make the sound of my own? The mystery continues.
It's an amazing power you have, Queef Maker.
Yes.
I'm your number one
Queefs are
fan.
for everyone now.
Yes.
Everyone can queef. I have 2 holes. I got a slack hole and a back hole.
And a
I make them both.
Queef hole. It's just an onomatopoeia. The word is the sound.
I just
that
use my
happens.
mangina.
Yes. What are we talking about?
You open with that. I think that everybody who is not into that stuff is turning this show off immediately.
Oh boy, turn it back on. We got some fun things to discuss. Let's get to it.
The Jock and Nerd Podcast.
Okay, we're going to review a couple of TV show episodes. Before we get to that, though, throughout this episode, fellas, we will be on Moon Knight Trailer Watch 2022.
Oh, shit.
As a new trailer for Moon Knight is supposed to debut today as we're recording during Monday Night Football. There's some kind of football game, Anthony, wild card. Does anybody care about this specific game?
Yes, a lot of people care about this game.
The fans of the teams probably care of the game.
There's probably a lot of people watching this game. It's the first
Are there
ever
Brady's
playoff
in this
game.
one?
There are no Brady's, but this is the first playoff game on a Monday night ever. So
Okay, well, good spot. It's still weird to me that, like, they're releasing, and for something so obscure, like a Moon Knight trailer during football. Is it normalized for you guys now?
yeah, they do it during the Super Bowl a lot too. A lot of movie trailers, but yeah, I mean, saying Moon Knight during Monday Night Football is definitely, you would not have said that 15 years ago.
No.
It's Moon Day night.
Yeah, it's
there
Moon
you go.
Day. Oh, my God. Did they do that? Moon Day Night Football.
Monday.
So it's not out yet. It's going to be during halftime. The game has not approached halftime, so we will check back in periodically. The rumored release date of the show is apparently March 30th. It'll probably be in this trailer we're going to get. So the next show is going to be Moon Knight, and then I think She-Hulk, and then Ms. Marvel in summer. Ruggs did just mention to me before the show began, and I looked it up. Ms. Marvel going back for a month of reshoots.
Oh wow,
In Atlanta. So
That's a lot.
That's a lot of reshoots. Yeah, what does that tell you?
They're probably weaving. Well, what I think is they're probably trying to weave that in closer to the Marvels.
Oh, yes, because she's going to be part of the Marvels.
Right. And that movie's not coming out, I think, till 2023. I think.
I mean,
So I think they're trying to align things a little more.
it's either that or a bunch of stuff was not working and they got to redo it. I hope it's not that reason.
It's perhaps, but Marvel always schedules reshoots.
Yes, but
It's
for
built
like,
into their production schedules.
yeah, for a show that's coming out this summer, they're going for a month, January 24th to February 28th. That's long. Ruggs, what do you think?
One comment: Doctor Strange just finished reshoots, and they're coming out in May.
Well, that's true, and I mean, I think they're just adding a boatload of cameos to Doctor Strange too. Like everybody's going to be in this fucking movie. The fucking Terminator is going to be in there. Freddy Krueger. I don't know. Like
there's a rumor. I don't know how credible it is at all, but there's a rumor that there's going to be a cameo where John Krasinski is Reed Richards in an alternate universe.
I heard that too. I heard Tom Cruise as Iron Man from like all these crazy things. All the X-Men.
Oh, there's a lot of crazy ass rumors out there.
There's a lot of crazy ass rumors. Ruggs, does this make you worry for the Ms. Marvel show? These reshoots?
Well, when I saw the trailer, I was kind of like, okay,
yeah, a little bit.
So maybe when they saw the first run of it, they're like, we could probably tweak some of this shit, make it better.
I'm all for making it better. If it's not working, go back, try it again.
Yeah, I feel like they always have reshoots, but I feel like it's a month-long reshoot. Sounds a lot. Like a lot.
It says it's going to last a month, and there's a second unit crew that's going to shoot at the same time for 2 weeks. So that's like 6 weeks of reshoots, 2 crews. That's a lot.
You could film a movie in that.
You really could. You could do a whole movie.
Or half one at least.
So hopefully they tweak the show and they make it good. In the meantime, we got stuff to talk about, like the Book of Boba Fett. Let's review 3rd episode, Chapter 3. This one called The Streets of Mos Espa. Here's your spoiler alert.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
This one, Robert Rodriguez returning to direct this episode. He directed the first episode on every episode written by the Jon Favreau. Anthony, what happens in this? This was a short one, like the first episode.
Yeah, a little shorter. We're still doing, I think we're going to do this throughout the entire season. But we're doing the flashback / present time thing. So start the flashback. Boba Fett is looking to collect money from the Pikes. And it looks like the Pikes have already paid out that biker gang.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I thought we had a deal. And the Pikes don't obviously want to be taken advantage of. So comes back and he notices that the biker gang burnt up all his people. All the Tusken Raiders look like they've been slaughtered. So
that was horrible.
Kind of sad.
That was very sad.
That flashback was a little shorter. Didn't take up much of the episode like previous episodes. And then in present time, Boba is ruling, and he's having people come by, and there's some old guy basically is like these little fucking shits that are made that are half human aren't paying me, and Boba's like, well, I'm gonna figure this out, and he notices that actually these little half shits or half human, half droids are like a little punk rock biker band or whatever, skater band,
yeah,
and they're like 80s type thing going on.
They were stealing his water, is what the guy's complaint was.
The guy was getting his water stolen, and then he realizes, oh, these guys overcharging these kids for water, and they don't have any jobs, so he takes them on and furthers his clan of people protecting him. And in the midst of that, he gets an assassination attempt on his life by Black Kristen.
Bryan Cranston's back.
Black Kristen, and that happens, and the Boba Fett family admits to it, but then they're like, well...
Jabba the Hutt.
The Hutts come back.
Jabba the Hutt family admit to it, but then they're like, well, we're getting the fuck out of here because there's something worse, and it's the Pikes.
And they deliver a gift, which we will get to. That was a fun cameo.
Get into that, and there's all sorts of stuff.
It's short. There's a bunch of things to break down in this crazy episode. Listener, if you want to join the conversation, you want to let us know your thoughts, we have a Facebook group, Jock and Nerd Nation. It's an exclusive closed group. I will be sharing thoughts from the nation about this episode after we discuss it. Overall, Anthony, what'd you think of this episode and the show so far?
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like I mentioned, the flashback scene was a little, it was a little sad seeing that the Tusken Raiders got just fucking destroyed, but that's like very classic.
My expectations were very subverted.
Oh my God,
that.
we thought they were going to be his fucking heavies, his team, and I was getting to really fall in love with these fucking Tusken Raiders. And
I thought they were going to come in and but I think that the woman they didn't show her dead.
One of them probably survived, or the kid too.
She
what about the kid
survived.
Yeah.
I don't know if the kid's. I think the kid was dead.
Oh, the kid was dead. Oh my God.
Well, I'm not sure if the kid was dead,
that
but
got me.
I'm pretty sure that the other one, the woman, is alive.
I do love how they humanize these things and they fucking red wedding them, right?
Oh,
wow.
shit.
Okay.
Yeah, they got rid of him, and then I was like, oh, this is kind of affecting, and yeah, well, I guess I wasn't expecting that. Now that you guys point that out, and then the other thing I wasn't expecting so soon was we had talked about a big Black Kristen Boba fight, towards the end of the season, and they just gave it to us right away. I thought the fight scene was a little weirdly shot. It was a little too dark, and
It was lacking. Yeah.
It was very dark.
and like Black Kristen was like, it seemed like he was like destroying these guys,
Yeah.
but then none of them
No,
had like
they're
any
fine.
scars or anything. Like he was squeezing. I guess this is just because it's Star Wars on Disney Plus, but he was like breaking Boba Fett's ribs and
I
all
thought
that
he
stuff.
paralyzed him with that fucking bear hug. He goes limp. I was like, oh, fuck, he's dead.
I was enjoying the fact that Boba Fett had to fight him in his underwear. That
I
was
know.
fun.
It wasn't fair. Like, he's not fighting Boba in his full outfit. Like, this is not a fair fight. Come on, let the guy get dressed first.
But other than that, it's like Boba's just recruiting more people to his gang. Like I guess these kids, it was like a little different. Like I didn't expect visually to see these kids like wearing these bright colored bikes and all that stuff, or having these bright colored bikes. And overall, I thought it was good. Like I thought the chase scene was fine. I think it all still looks good, and I thought Black Kristen looked good in action. It's just they shot that scene kind of weird and dark in the darkness. So overall, I thought it was fine.
Okay.
Rancor was cool. They made the Rancor sympathetic.
Yes.
I guess that's not a thing.
Rancor came with Danny Trejo, of course.
Danny Trejo,
which was amazing. We'll get to that.
Which we predicted would be Miguel's father.
Yes,
in
in Cobra
Kai.
Kai last week, which was when
How
he
ironic.
popped up. I was like, oh, fuck, we thought he was going to be in the other show, and Danny fucking Trejo. It's now Star Wars canon.
Yeah, we got the wrong signal.
We got the wrong show. Okay, wait. That part's great. So, the beginning part, we do find out there's 3 crime families running Mos Espa: the Trandoshans, the Aqualish, and the Clatoonians. And then
What? Excuse you?
Clatoonians.
The
and-
platoonian commander.
And then Milton from Office Space shows up. Stephen Root is hilarious. Like, he's in so many things. Lortha Peel, that's the guy who's like, they're stealing my water.
The Mike Stapler.
Wait,
He plays Milton from Office Space. I was there.
Well, which one's what's Mos Espa? Is that where he's at?
Mos Espa is the town on Tatooine that he's running. Yes, where Jabba's palace is.
But there's 3. Oh, okay.
And
So
then
he's ruling over these crime families.
yes, he's essentially the boss
Daimon?
over them.
Bib Fortuna had to disseminate his power between these 3 clans.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Because he wasn't strong enough to like take them over, so
Yeah.
he had to like just work with them.
Yeah.
They all have a say. They all have a piece of the pie. They all give money. They all give tribute to the mayor now, who's kind of like in the power vacuum, taking power and stuff. So
I love
yeah.
it when Lortha Peel shows up. He goes, "Hey, you got a problem. Nobody respects you out there," which is kind of what you can kind of sense that nobody's really respecting him. And he's like, "This is the first time hearing about this." So this biker, this street gang, the most brightly colored shit we've seen on the show so far, has gotten a lot of shit on the internet. This is
Really?
yes.
Why?
This is splitting Star Wars fans in half. Ruggs, why don't you explain what's going on? What did you think of the street gang?
I'm conflicted because I really did think that this show needed a injection of youth.
Yeah.
It really needed some young blood in here. We need to listen, we talk about all the time that you can have characters, but you can also have some young characters to grow and add to the franchise.
He needs a crew.
Yeah, and he needs a crew. He can't just be walking around 4 of them, like him and his 2 bodyguards, and that's it. Like, he needs a gang. I thought that the Sand People were going to be the gang, but that would be weird to have all Sand People who can't talk and don't have facial expressions.
Well, now they're his reason to really get the Pikes or the street gang,
Yeah. So also, I think that the Syndicate and there's another evil looming, and
I think it's that Crimson Dawn group from the Solo
Yeah.
movie.
So it might be the Crimson Dawn. So there's going to be something like another reveal of. So he needs as much help as he can. The only thing that I thought that was weird is that he just wants him to join his gang.
He doesn't vet them or anything. He's like,
no,
you
he
can
just
come work
is
for
like,
me now.
just come work for me. Like, I have no idea if I could even trust you people.
They're instantly loyal as they come to his side when Bryan Cranston attacks.
It just happens so easy, and it smacks of just lazy writing sometimes. And I think it could have been done a little better.
I mean, can see both sides. The criticism is these brightly colored things look like they don't belong on Tatooine.
See, I don't really care about that.
It took people out, like they don't belong in Star Wars. But
No.
there's a couple of ways I see what they're doing because character-wise, you would imagine these kids, like they would fit on Coruscant. Like they dream of leaving Tatooine. So of course they're going to try to be different. They're going to try to be colorful, like on other planets where they actually want to be. So like, it's the youth. They never want to be where they are. But also it's kind of an homage to George Lucas, who loved hot rods and he made American Graffiti. And some people say it's also a reference to the mod scene in British,
like the
British
Vespas.
hippies. The Vespa. I mean, they're essentially Vespa scooters. I did not think that chase scene, it was so fucking slow.
Those scooters should be fast.
Yeah, the chase scene was kind of weird and slow.
I mean, were the scooters cool to you? Like, I gotta get that scooter. Like, no, they should make something that looks a little cooler.
What were they? What kind of? What were they called again?
What the
gang? Is there a name for them?
I don't know if there was a name for them, and they
were just like the cyborg gang or whatever.
They are enhancing their bodies with droid parts, which I thought was kind of neat,
like the Cypunks or something.
I don't think we've seen that either in Star Wars. People using droid parts as have we seen that yet?
No, Luke Skywalker's had a droid hand.
Oh, that's right. He got shot off and they rebuilt.
Darth Vader.
Oh, I'm seeing now. Star Wars fans hate franchise's new cyborg Power Rangers.
A lot of people calling them Power Rangers.
I thought it was fine. I thought it added a little more.
Yeah.
I thought visually
the color is nice.
I thought the color was nice. I thought it was different. I was like, oh, this is now I'm not looking at a complete Western here. I'm looking at something that's also got a little bit of this cyberpunk 80s Sith feel.
I do think, though, that if you're that far in the future and you have all this great technology and AI and stuff, to have this big honking thing on your face looks stupid. It just looks
There's
like
a dude
really
that
retro.
was like cyborg who's got like a droid eye.
It looked very WB. Like it did.
I did like how the speeder chase was kind of like a Back to the Future fucking thing too. How he slides into the thing like Biff Tannen.
And I think that I can only point out like two people's cybernetic parts: the guy with the eye and the girl with the arm. And then I don't remember there would be anything else.
I don't know what the others are doing.
So whatever it is, there might be there, but it doesn't stand out enough for me to remember.
One of them's got a droid penis. I mean, come on. I don't know if droids have penises though, but if they did, you're probably going to attach that on. Gonna help. So yeah, I didn't mind. I see what they were doing with the brightly colored. Like I like the nod to American Graffiti and hot rods and that kind of shit.
What do you think about Black Chrysanthemum like running away?
Black Chrysanthemum. Oh, he's a flower.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it at the end when So the Hutts show up and they're like, "Oh, you know what? We sent him. Sorry. Here's a Rancor and Danny Trejo. Also, we're gonna get the fuck out of here because we were lied to. He's been promised to someone else. You can have Black
That's a plan. That's a plan. They just want them to kill each other, and then they're going to just come in and without having to do anything.
I thought that was odd.
Let them fight it out.
It sounds like the Hutts maybe don't have as much power, so they're trying to put these against each other so they can take over.
Well, they're like, war is bad for business, and they just were like, we're gonna get the fuck out of here.
I think Black Kristen looks really good.
Yeah.
Like I was like, wow, this was amazing. Like he looks awesome. But to have that fight scene where you've like, I guess somewhat built up this character, I guess more so in the comics, as this badass character, and no one's really all that hurt coming out of it.
I thought that was weird too.
Fucking Boba Fett comes out like he gets his ass kicked, and then he walks out in his bathrobe after. Like,
he's fine. He's like, no, and she stabs him, and like I thought one of the Gamorrean guards definitely was dead, but
no, but they put him in the back.
They put him in the tank. Yeah, he shouldn't have been able to walk after that.
Well, that was badass. He
hook.
bites the guard and, like on the clavicle, and I was like, oh shit, and like, but then I don't know. I feel like if you were gonna have him throw in that cyberpunk gang, like he could easily just like break one of them, and then you could easily bring them back because they're cyborgs, so you just get more parts.
Build the part. No, they were able to handle him, no problem, and trap him in the Rancor pit. When they do, when the Hutts tell him he can keep him, they're like, sell him back to a gladiator. He lets him go, and it's just so funny when he fucking jogs off. It's hilarious. I think he's coming back. He's like, it's just business, nothing personal, pal. Sorry.
He might join Boba Fett's crew.
I think he's going to join.
I thought.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, because Boba Fett gives him some advice on working for people.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
And Black Chrysanthemum acknowledges it. I think he's also going to, because they've been together in the comics, I guess.
Yeah, they know each other. They have a mutual respect. I would love to see them team up. He's going to need his help.
I love that Boba's just like, yeah, just business. I don't care that you tried to kill me.
Yeah, don't worry about it. That's cool. He gets it. And then you learn a lot of interesting things about the Rancor. This Rancor that gets gifted. And fucking Danny Trejo, who also makes delicious tacos. Have you heard Trejo's Tacos? He's got taco trucks. He opened one in Chicago. He's opened a ghost kitchen. You could order Trejo's Tacos in Chicago now.
Really?
Yeah.
I try that shit. I know he chops it up with a machete.
I think he has beer also. I think Danny Trejo has beer.
He did mention the witches on Darth Maul's planet.
Yes,
what are they called?
The Witches of Dathomir.
That's right.
That were in the Clone Wars? Or is that in Rebels?
They were in Clone Wars and Rebels, I believe.
And they're in the Jedi Fallen Order video game.
Yes.
You go to Dathomir. You play on Dathomir. But you learn that these giant, scary Rancors are essentially, they're kind of like pit bulls. They've kind of been used as dog fights. Like he says, they're actually peaceful. Unless they're provoked, they'll imprint on the first person they see. So he makes them stand there. And Bubba's just like, oh, Bubba's a good boy. And he wants to ride him. I can't wait to see that shit.
Well, Boba Fett's ridden like a big dinosaur in that cartoon.
Yes, this first appearance.
Special.
Yeah, he says it. He goes, I've ridden things 10 times bigger than this. And Danny Trejo is going to teach him all about the Rancor. That's fucking great.
I think it's great that they're making this stuff like the Dathomir witches canon now. Like it's in this live action shit. Like it's cool.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Darth Maul's canon, obviously,
and introducing some new players. So yes, then we get the slowest fucking speeder chase you've ever seen. The mayor, also sloppy of Boba to let the mayor slip out the back. Like
I feel like the action is the weakest part of this. Like and some of the writing, but the action is just by far the most disappointing part of this.
So then at the end, they find out the mayor's working with the Pikes. The Pikes have shown up, and he's like, "Get ready for war." We got 4 episodes left, and so far. I kind of wish they would move a little bit quicker. Like, I still don't know why he wants to rule. I still don't know a lot of things, but I'm kind of taking this as after he came out of the Sarlacc pit, it was a rebirth for Boba Fett, right? He decided to turn a new leaf or change his ways, and this experience with the Tusken Raiders changed him a lot. Them being slaughtered is going to change him.
The timeline is, like, he gets out of the Sarlacc pit. He meets the Sand People. He kind of gets, finds a new family. They get killed. And now he walks the earth, and then he
like Kanan, Kung Fu.
And then he comes upon Fennec Shand.
Oh, so this is where it ties into the Mandalorian. If you notice in the flashback, when he's going to that town, you see the Stormtrooper helmets on spikes like we saw season 1 of Mandalorian. And then you see Peli Motto, the mechanic lady and those mechanic droids. You see her run by. So while this is happening is when Mando goes to the mechanic, and then later, I think the next episode is when that's the episode where they have to get Fennec Shand and she's left for dead, and Boba shows up. So maybe we'll see that part of Mandalorian from Boba Fett's point of view.
We might. That's very possible.
Since they're heavy on these flashbacks and they want to keep showing us flashbacks.
So once Boba Fett teams up with Fennec Shand and saves her, and now, she got gut shot and then she had to get repaired. Right? She has some robot.
He fixed her.
She has robo digestive system
she
now.
She has android parts too. That's right.
Yeah. So then I think that he's like, all right, well now he's probably heard that Bib Fortuna sucks. And he's like a weakling, and he's like, all right, I'm going to just give this a shot, take this over, and retire like a boss. And he didn't think it was going to be that difficult to take over Mos Espa.
No, she keeps telling him, you're running a family, right? So far, Ruggs, you still into the show? You enjoying the show? Like, I'm looking forward. There's 4 episodes left.
I'm disappointed to a degree, but at the same time, it's a fine show. Like, I don't really think it does justice to the Boba Fett legend that kind of I was expecting, or that was even in the comics, of how badass they made him in the comics. So, I would like to see as I said, maybe some flashbacks to when he's 20-year-old Boba Fett or 25-year-old Boba Fett.
That would be cool.
And because if you remember that when you watch Attack of the Clones, you see the clones are young. They're not the same age as Jango Fett. They're in their like 20s. Yeah, I can show you a picture of so I don't know if that actor's probably now 15 years older, but he's probably young. He's probably younger than whatever. So they could just cast a different person, but it looks like that guy did. But
do you think this show could hurt? Like how they're relying on Boba's like his reputation and his badassness, and they're kind of tweaking that and evolving it. Could this show hurt the character of Boba Fett? The next show we're going to talk about, there's a character nobody gives a fuck about, and they're having a ball with it, and it really works. This is kind of the opposite of that. Like, this could end up hurting him.
Wait, say that again.
Could this show, by demystifying Boba Fett, who was badass, actually make you not like the Boba Fett anymore?
Well, there was an interview with the guy who plays Boba Fett, and he says he's talking too much.
Yeah, he does.
He says, like, you're giving me too many lines. Like, I want to keep this guy mysterious, and I'm saying too much. I should just be in the shadows, kind of like looming and being a presence, and more like than like having blocks of text that I'm performing.
He's not really. If he's supposed to be an anti-hero, he hasn't really been an anti-hero at all in this series.
Right.
I think the series hasn't been okay. It hasn't been really amazing for me. Yeah. But again, I'm not a Star Wars guy. But I think that they also kind of set themselves up for some disappointment, because you're taking a character that, for whatever reason, is one of the hottest characters in Star Wars.
Right.
You're coming off the end of Mandalorian, which was critically renowned and everyone loved it.
Yeah.
And you have the same team doing this, and everyone's just expecting fireworks right off the bat, and it just hasn't been that way. The second episode was good. This one, I'm looking at the reviews. This one is the worst one reviewed so far.
Wow.
But I didn't really have a problem with it. I just thought it was, again, I'm coming back to it. I thought it was just cheesy as fuck that Black Chrysanthemum beat up all those people and they didn't walk out with any scars or anything.
Or even got mildly hurt.
Because it looked like he was beating the fuck out of everybody, but then I don't expect blood, but like a limp or something.
I mean, he had like brass knuckles that had like electricity and shit on them, and he's punching them.
Cool.
Yeah, no, that was great. He's punching them at the wall and shit.
Well, he like rips people apart in the comics.
Well, yeah, like Chewie.
He's very, very vicious.
Chewie is that strong too. They just rip your arms off.
Well, wasn't he punching Boba Fett in the head with those knuckles?
Nothing happened to him. He's fine.
He doesn't have his helmet on.
Like a gash in his head or
Not
something.
a scratch.
I don't know. They're just weird.
Yeah. No, I had that same feeling.
And I mean, they did subvert our expectations, but I felt like we were just starting to really like the Tusken Raiders, and then to just kill them off is kind of a strange.
Yes, it was.
I guess it builds sympathy for Boba, but I don't know. It feels. I said this is kind of cliche, but it is. It feels like this is a lot of things you see in these westerns where the guy makes friends with the natives and then comes back and they're all fucking slaughtered by the invaders.
Yeah, and now he's got a chip on his shoulder.
Right. I mean, it works, but you know. In that sense, it's not that much of a subversion.
It's like 3 episodes of setup, though. I just wish they would get to the meat of the thing.
We don't. You made a good point. We don't really know why Boba wants to run.
I don't know what the point of any of this is.
Tatooine or whatever. Mos Espa, Mos Espi. I don't. Mos Def. Like
Mos Def. That's what
Mos Def is running. I don't know.
Mos Eisley.
Oh yeah, that's the other town.
Oh yeah, he mentions Mos Eisley.
That's a different town. Yeah.
So why do the Pikes? So at the end of this episode, the Pikes are also ruling this.
Well, the mayor apparently promised the Pikes the whole fucking territory.
And he's had the Pikes are the same people he had conflict with in the train.
The Spice episode. Runners. Now that other street, the biker gang, is the gang that killed the Tusken Raiders. So I wonder if he's going to have to go find them to get some revenge. I wonder if they're going to be in the present. I don't know. 4 episodes left. We'll see if it builds and they can stick the landing. In the meantime, listener, check out our TeePublic shop because we have T-shirts you could wear while you're watching Boba Fett. It makes watching the show 110% better. Trust me, you just feel comfortable. jockandnerd.com/shop for all podcast swag. There's sales there all the time. Check it out. Okay, I mentioned the Facebook group. Here's some comments from our listeners about this episode. John Campbell, I'm a detective. Detective John Campbell. It's not a tumor. He says Machete is officially Star Wars canon.
Geek boner.
Yes, it is. Bring it together. Mustafa Meholi says, in which Boba Fett recruits the crew from that aborted Knight Rider remake because they stole Milton's stapler and Machete delivers a Rancor. What the fuck am I watching? Then he says, nice Rebels callback when the mayor's aide ends up covered in Melly Lauren's Biff Tannen style.
I have no idea what he said.
That must be something from Rebels. The Melly Lauren's rugs. Is that something from Rebels? Is that a fruit from Star Wars?
Yeah, looks like a papaya or something.
It's some kind of Star Wars melon. Sounds tasty. It's good. Lots of antacids, or not antacids. What am I trying to say? Never mind. Antioxidants. Full of antioxidants.
Here, I put the link to the young Jango Fett clones in Attack of the Clones in there. It took me a while to find it. Yeah, there's a whole cafeteria full of those guys.
That's the young Tamura Morrison.
Yeah,
Is
but
that
it's not
Tamura Morrison?
No, it's someone else. It's
That
like
looks
a young,
like him.
Whoever they cast, like Tamura Morrison is like in his 30s or late 40s or early 40s in Attack of the Clones, and these guys are in their 20s.
Okay,
so
they found another Maori dude.
Yeah, so it's another one of those guys.
Jose Ibarra says, I'm hoping the next episodes have some big payoffs. This show teases cool stuff, then delivers duds. I was stoked for Chrysanthemum, then he is defeated by cyberpunk kids. The Chrysanthemum from the Dr. Aphra comics would have destroyed them easily. Then we get the tease of Boba riding a Rancor into battle, only to be given the galaxy's slowest speeder chase of all time. I legit felt like I could have ran alongside that chase sequence. Yeah, it did seem that slow. Just walk along with it. No problem. It was like a parade. It wasn't even a chase. Jess Rivera says, this should have been episode 1 with a little of the first 2 episodes sprinkled in. Like it took us 3 episodes for him to finally tell him, here's who's running all the crime in this city. Here's the layout. That would have been helpful information in the beginning. David Zika says, Boba's about to go fistful of dollars. Here's your Western reference. Dylan McCandless says, maybe this is terrible, but I was happy when those Tusken Raiders got the old Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru treatment. Was getting sick of all the dances with sand people stuff. That is terrible, Dylan.
At least that part's over.
Yes, but God, I love the Tusken Raiders. I was so sad. They killed them. Rick Martinez, Cyberpunk sucked. Fight scene with Black Croissant was weak. Oh, Black Croissant. That's a good one.
No, that's another one.
That's a good one. Cannot believe Robert Rodriguez directed this episode.
What's up with Robert Rodriguez?
You know, you wanted Grindhouse Robert Rodriguez, and you're getting Spy Kids Robert Rodriguez. That's what's happening.
That's a good point. Even before you read the last comment, Screen Crush pointed this out, and I agree. Going back to that fight scene, it was really lazy too. The way it was dark, and he did the thing where there's 6 people or 5 people taking on Black
one at a
Chrysanthemum.
time.
Yeah, and they each take turns.
Yeah,
it's like. That's not how this fight would play out. They would all attack.
Yeah,
they would all attack at the same time.
Yeah, I'm a little let down by the Rodriguez direction and some of this action. I don't know what's going on. Ethan Cranford from Australia says, I'm enjoying the show so far. Music is good. They've set up some interesting plot lines, and I'm always happy to explore more of the Star Wars universe. With that said, my God, it feels as though anything considered a stunt is happening at half speed, as though they rehearsed it at slow speed and just never bothered to speed it up for the final take. That is what it looked like. That is exactly what it looked like.
When you have 60-year-old people as your main cast.
I mean, Ming-Na Wen is 58, and she looks amazing.
She's also 58.
But she's 58.
Hey, man, Frank Grillo's 58. He'll kick your ass.
Oh, Frank Grillo's 58? That's a good 58, too.
I don't know how old Frank Grillo is, but he's definitely close.
All
right, let's maybe look it up right now.
No, we got to look it up.
He's 56.
Oh, shit, he's close.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
He'll
a good,
fuck you up.
it's a good looking 56.
Got abs for days.
Yeah, it's a good looking 56. You can wash your clothes on those fucking abs. Jesus Christ.
Right.
Okay, that's it for the Boba Fett. It is halftime in the wild card NFL game. I don't see a trailer out yet. Trailer Watch 2022. Oh, hold on. I think. Oh, wait. It is out.
Oh.
The trailer's out. We're going to watch it, give you instant reactions right now, listener.
Talking nerd.
There it is. Moon Knight trailer release. It is coming out March 30, confirmed at the end of the trailer. Oh, this is interesting. It's spooky. You get a good look at the suit and the fact that he has several personalities and doesn't know what's going on. Anthony, what did you think?
I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
initial thought, I was like, this looks something different that Marvel, the MCU hasn't done.
Yeah.
And I like I like that we don't know what's going on and we're finding things out and he's confused and like definitely not a your typical superhero, that's for sure. And it looks kind of like darker. Just the whole trailer, that's the most appealing trailer they've put out for a Disney Plus show.
Wow.
There wasn't any slapsticky jokes either.
No comedy at all. Very serious and spooky. Yeah, I like that he calls himself Steven, and then the phone rings and she calls him Mark, and he's like, why are you calling me Mark? Ruggs, what'd you think? You get to see Ethan Hawke as kind of a cult figure here?
Yeah, I mean, Ethan Hawke looked like he was...
I love Ethan Hawke, always.
It looked like he was intimidating and shit, so I overall like the tone of it. It seems like that it's going to be kind of a strange kind of psychotic event where they're going to be playing with different he's going to pop in and out of different voices. I believe he's doing this British accent. He's probably going to be Moon Knight's probably going to sound like an American. Who knows what we're going to see. It's going to be interesting.
It's not a bad accent, and you see the suit kind of wrapping around him like, mummy wrap. Looks good. I like the suit.
I wish there was more shots of Moon Knight, but I guess they're trying to keep it minimal. So,
and what is he fighting? Some sort of like?
Yes, now you can see that it's some sort of demon creature. It's not a human. It's not a humanoid. It looks like some fucking creature. I don't know what that is. Anthony, what do you think about the suit? Then that one shot and the close up there.
I liked it. We don't see a ton of it, but I like that it's. I saw this video the other day on YouTube, and I agree. Like a lot of the Marvel suits lately have been all kind of feeling like they're made by the same person.
Yeah.
Even though they're all supposed to be from different parts of the universe. Well, that's because
they are made by the same person. Probably.
Well, yes, I understand.
Designed and made by the same people.
But at least this suit has that mummy feel, and it wraps around, and it looks to be something completely different than whatever anyone else would be wearing as a superhero.
They're pulling
off the basketball texture that it's on everything.
Yes, that raised right. I mean, Shang-Chi had a little bit different. They had the dragon scales, but largely. But this and it's white. Like it's hard to pull off. I thought it would be hard to pull off a white suit, but it looks great.
What did you like, Kid Cudi?
I like the music, actually. Was that song? That was a Kid Cudi song?
Kid Cudi.
I did like the music.
But they remixed it a little bit.
Yeah.
It's an old song.
I was digging the music, and the soundtrack looks good. Yeah, and just his fits of insanity and him hitting himself on the face, that shit looks great. This is very different from any of the shows we've gotten so far, which is great. And I think we're going to get a lot of these scenes where he just wakes up. Like, it seems like he just comes to and he's driving a truck and he has got a gun in his hand and he has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Well, even that first shot where he wakes up.
Oh, he's tied to the bed.
Yeah, he runs off and tied to the bed.
Fuck.
You just like, there's just a lot of different things that you don't normally see in these TV shows for Marvel.
I think Ethan Hawke's character's name is Arthur Harrow, and I do like that line where he says, "There's chaos in you, embrace the chaos." So, fuck, I'm intrigued. Like, dissociative identity disorder, schizophrenia meets Egyptian gods and powers. Like, that's wild. That's great. Can't wait.
That's it. Yeah, I think this show is going to even further the TikTok trend of a dissociative disorder.
Jeez.
You ever see that shit?
It's great. Is that big on TikTok?
I have no idea what you're referencing.
Like, I don't know if these are real people or these are actually like people who have the disorder, but there's like people who like go on TikTok and then they're like, "This is I'm this personality," and they'll switch to another personality, and then this is and then there's all kinds of weird. I can't even get into it. The iceberg is too big.
Is that real? That's like Jane from Doom Patrol.
I don't know. Is it real? Why are people TikToking their disorders? I don't know. It's weird.
Bring awareness. It's always about awareness.
I was aware of it, but now I'm really aware of it.
I should TikTok my vitiligo changing really slowly, like you could barely see it move. But 2 weeks ago it was different. Trust me. It's boring, very boring TikTok. Anyways, Moon Knight, March 30th. That's the next one we got to look.
How do you know it's March 30th? Is that what they said?
It says it at the very end, streaming on Disney Plus.
Wow.
March 30th. So that'll follow after Book of Boba ends in like February.
What's cool about it too is What if we kind of got some original characters, but this is the first new character we're going to get on
a
Disney
live
Plus.
action. Yeah. Sweet.
That looks good. I
Boner.
definitely enjoyed watching that and got me pumped up for it.
Also, I believe there's a full moon tonight, just coincidentally. Like it lined up with the full moon. So this was meant to be.
That's why my balls are itchy.
Yes, that's why I've got hair growing out of my eyeballs. What the fuck? Ow! Anyways, all right, look, we'll take a break and we'll come back, play some promos, and talk about John Cena and Peacemaker right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Have you ever been reading through a stack of comics and thought, maybe I should see what this Arkham Asylum game is all about? Or been playing Marvel vs. Capcom and felt like you were at a real disadvantage since you didn't know who half the characters were? Well, Play Comics is the show for you. I'm Chris, and each episode we take a look at video games based on comic properties and how well they stick to that source material. So whether you know the comics and want to know how all these games work, or you know the games and want to find out where all this craziness came from, go check out Play Comics at playcomics.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Hey, this is Matt.
And Jesse.
We host American Slacker Podcast, your weekly rundown for weird news, entertainment suggestions, and unique games.
Every other week, we bring on guests from all walks of life, like comedian Mark Forward of Letterkenny.
Yeah, we just call it tuna up here. We're pretty clear that it's a fish.
And NYC stand-up powerhouse Ian Fidance.
I want to fucking punch you in the fucking face with positivity and fun, motherfucker.
Actor Brandon Crane of Stephen King's It.
Because a lot of the work that I did, like Wonder Years to It, they were all very, period 50s, 60s, and, chucks were all the rage.
And Art the Clown from Terrifier, David Howard Thornton.
They also had to make a mold of my face while I was there, so that was kind of claustrophobic in itself.
Musician Dan Simons of Just Surrender.
First time ever going out on tour, you remember every stop.
And Nick Thompson of Hit the Lights.
All the stuff that I think that people go through life, and it's just like my outlet for that.
Watch the video version of American Slacker on our YouTube channel and listen to our show on your favorite podcast app.
New episodes every Wednesday. Visit our website, aspodcast.com, for everything American Slacker.
That's it.
There you go.
Doc and Nerd.
Listener, if you've been enjoying the show, join our fan club. Visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon.
Jock and Nerd.
It's a place where you can show your love, Anthony.
Show your love!
So you can support the show and you get cool stuff like an exclusive podcast feed where there's bonus content, instant reactions. The shows come out early. And you get access to our Patreon-only Discord server where we do monthly hangouts and geek out. This month, January's hangout is tomorrow as the show posts. Thursday, January 20th, 8 p.m. Central U.S. time. Anthony might be there. Ruggs, you going to be there?
Sure.
We will cover some geek entertainment news. We'll talk about the Book of Boba Fett, find out what you guys thought, and maybe we'll even watch the new episode of Peacemaker all together as one big family. That could be fun. I don't know. We'll see. You never know who drops in or what's going to happen at these hangouts. Grab a beer and join us. jockandnerd.com/Patreon. Okay, second review of the episode. Peacemaker has premiered. First 3 episodes dropped on HBO Max all at once. We are going to talk about it right now. Here's your spoiler alerts.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Prepare to be spoiled!
Now, DC has a lot of TV shows, some great and some garbage to span the range, but they've ruled the TV side of things for a while. This is, though, the first spin-off show from a movie, being, the James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. And the show will run for 8 episodes, so there's 5 more weeks of Peacemaker coming up. Every episode written and directed by James Gunn. You're getting full-on James Gunn. And, of course, the cast, John Cena returning, and a couple other people we will talk about as we talk about them. Some of the people from the Suicide Squad. Peacemaker's first appearance, I'll have you know, this guy goes way back to 1966. He was originally created by Charlton Comics before DC bought Charlton Comics and became DC Comics. Created by Joe Gill and Pat Boyette. But, yeah, he's got a long history in the comics. Anthony, what happens in these first 3 episodes? We want to plot. This is kind of an origin story. Would you call this an origin story?
No.
It's not, right?
No, it's not at all.
It's not at all.
It's just It's kind of an origin story. Then he immediately immediately reneges on saying that.
He doesn't realize he's saying
I talked
stupid.
myself out of it. Yes, it's not an origin story.
I do it all the time. It's don't worry, feel bad.
I mean,
about
it could kind of be. I don't know.
It literally picks up right where the opening credits or the opening scene is scenes from the Suicide Squad.
I love that how they do the previously on and they do it with the movie. That was great.
I mean, what is the premise here is from the Suicide Squad. Obviously, Peacemaker was shot in the neck by what's that fucking guy's name?
It was
Bloodsport.
Yeah,
Idris Elba.
Because he was working secretly for Waller to basically prevent all these documents and tapes to come out that whatchamacallit, Waller was basically funding this alien experiment
Project
or whatever.
Starfish.
Yes, there we go. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was called. Anyways, so Peacemaker's recovered and he still owes a lot of jail time. He's only served 4 out of his 30 years and he has the chip in his head still. So basically Waller assigns a crew to him to basically be their assassin and kill people and be a part of Project Butterfly, and he really has no choice in doing this because if they don't, they're just going to blow his head off. So this is what he's going to do rather than go to jail. And through this, we learn more about his family life and some of his motivations, and yeah, it's just so far that's what it is.
Made his superhero buddies that were waiting for him to get out. Okay, Anthony. What do you think of this Peacemaker so far? 3 episodes in,
I laughed a lot. I'm having a pretty good time with it. I think, first off, it reminded me a lot of if Johnny Lawrence
yes,
was a superhero.
I wrote down it's Johnny Lawrence meets the boys, kind of thing.
It's even more dumb.
Yes, and more
and
politically
more out of
incorrect.
touch with what's going on.
Absolutely.
And like his own reality.
What a great character.
But so already I like that character. I liked John Cena a lot as Peacemaker in the Suicide Squad, and I think he has a lot of the way he delivers his lines is really funny. So yeah, so far I like it. I think it's a lot of James Gunn. It's just if you like the Suicide Squad, if you like Guardians, and even more. This is like turned up to 11. This is basically with the R rating. They're just going full James Gunn and having all these weird conversations happen at all times, and people are like, for instance, we meet Waller's daughter, who's the new recruit, and she's kind of like the POV character, but in all the craziness. But then also she's got some stuff going on. But the first scene you meet her, she gives an entire speech to the entire crew about who she is.
Awkward.
And like there's always these little things, like there's these little conversations that they're always having that are always weird and kind of stupid, but then also funny. So it's James Gunn unhinged with John Cena playing a character that's bizarro Johnny Lawrence / Homelander / Captain America.
Perverted Captain America, yeah.
Yeah, and so far it's good. I like it. We're kind of getting a little bit of a mystery unwrapped here with Project Butterfly and what's going on there. And you're also getting a little bit more depth into this character who we thought was kind of one note, but really he wants to he wants to do the right thing. He just also is torn between like how he grew up and the way he was raised, and he's not obviously the most tactful person. So
John Cena showing some vulnerability in this role, which is great. Let me just get this out of the way. I can tell you how I feel about this show easily.
I fucking loved it.
I fucking love this show.
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Right up my alley. Like, it's raunchy and violent, and Cena is great, and fucking Adebayo is and fucking Eagly is like my favorite character. They pulled the thing where you got ever since like Baby Groot and Baby Yoda, or like Pizza Dog, you just get a little small dog creature added in. The show's great. So they got Eagly, who's completely CGI. It looks great. Rugs, what are your first thoughts about this? You enjoying it?
I do enjoy it. I'll tell you, the scene that I knew I was watching, not a Marvel show, is when the Peacemaker's banging this chick.
Yes.
Like, fiercely. And
he yells out the William Wallace line. He goes, freedom! It's fucking hilarious.
I'm like, okay, this is not a Marvel show.
Jesus.
This is not this is an HBO show. This is
he's singing into a dildo.
This is a show I could firmly stand behind, okay?
In his tiny way, he's singing into a dildo. It's fantastic.
I do think sometimes we do get I mean, Peacemaker's great. Cena's great.
Wow.
The Eagle is good.
He even likes the Eagle.
I do I do think this is James Gunn Look at My Wife show.
Oh,
a little bit.
You know what? Jennifer Holland is Amelia Harcourt. I gotta say, she's not bad to look at. I'll tell you that
I
much.
do enjoy looking at
Oh
her.
my god,
She's like James Gunn's like, this is my look at my wife.
Yeah.
I'm giving her a part.
Here she is with her shirt
I'm giving
open.
her a great big part in this show.
Here she is fighting.
This is what you get.
She's good though.
You know, yeah, she's fine.
I like her.
She's fine. She's definitely works as the foil to John Cena's character.
Yeah.
I don't understand this whole way of that they're working together. Like, it seems like the worst organization of all. They always do this. They always do they introduce this Argus or whatever the fucking shit as this fucking no nonsense fucking clandestine organization that is really. And then you have all these like misfit fuck up characters that are actually doing shit.
Well, I feel like Waller kind of doesn't want them to succeed, maybe, and she just gave him a shit.
Yeah, there's got to be more to it. Yeah,
well, definitely more to it. I mean, we knew from the first or second episode that Adebayo is Waller's daughter, and she's like, should we just tell them? And then she's like, no, absolutely not. We're not telling them what's really going on here.
That's crazy. I didn't know she had a daughter. That was kind of a surprise. I don't think we're going to get Viola Davis on screen, just like on computers. I don't know if they have her in a cameo, but I was glad to see her on the Zoom call. But I was like, oh, fuck, it's her daughter. I didn't know Amanda Waller had fucking kids. What kind of an upbringing do you have to have growing up with Amanda Waller as mom?
I don't know.
Holy shit.
Maybe she doesn't bring her work home with her. You know,
Maybe.
You never know.
But she said she's trained, but she couldn't shoot the guard when she had to.
I mean, as Ruggs said, the show smartly is doing the exact opposite of Marvel because they got to. They have to show, they have to do things that make you go, oh, I'm not watching Marvel. I'm watching something different. And this show is definitely different. You know, it's raunchy. It's tons of weird conversations. It has that opening number, which for all 3 episodes, I've sat through the entire opening number.
Let's talk about that opening credit scene.
Do you really want to taste it?
That is a song from 2010 by a Norwegian band called Wigwam.
There's a whole Scandinavian hair metal scene,
Yes.
and every band is hilarious, and they have videos with girls with big boobs in it.
I believe,
and I would look them up immediately.
These guys won the Eurovision contest, I think, in
They're
2010.
old as fuck too, but yeah.
So I watched it a couple of times, and I'm good. I think I'm going to skip it from now. I did watch it a few times, but to do that straight faced, and they got everybody, the whole cast dancing, it's fucking hilarious, and it is a lot of fun. James Gunn said he tried to make something that people wouldn't skip past. So it got you, Anthony, right? You didn't skip past.
I mean, just watching John Cena straight-faced,
Yes.
all jacked up in that helmet, dancing like that.
Ridiculous suit. It's great.
And everyone just joining in and doing their own little bits of choreography.
I sent the picture in the cast of Peacemaker's powers
from the original Charlton comics.
Yeah, and so basically, he's supposed to have a jetpack.
Yeah, he did. He had a jetpack in the comics. Yes, he asked
he
for
requests
it.
one.
Yeah, he
there.
asked for it.
If he's fighting Mothra, he wants a jetpack.
Oh yes, there's a Mothra of that shit.
So he didn't get his jetpack, but yeah, he's got his helmet does all kinds of shit. And remember when he goes to see his dad and there's all different kinds of helmets?
That was crazy. He's got a portal to this giant room with all these crazy helmets. There's also, did you see the post-credit scene? There's post-credit scenes for every episode.
I didn't see any of the post-credit scenes.
Yes. They're kind of like just deleted scenes that would have gone in the episode that they just put
so they're
at the
not
end.
significant?
No, it's just like a cut scene. Like for the first episode, the post credit scene is back in that room, and he's explaining the helmets, the dad to Peacemaker. He goes, "This one gives you scabies." Chris Smith is like, "Why would you want scabies?" And the dad's like, "I don't know. Sometimes you just got to have scabies." Like it's just random shit that they do. It's kind of funny, but every episode
probably ad libs or something.
That they had multiple takes. Every episode will have a post credit scene.
Was scissoring a real thing?
That's great. So, first of all, regarding the music, I love that how James Gunn is
I'm an ally. Just because you have a lesbian haircut doesn't make you an ally.
He's like, check my hard drive, 400 gigs of Alliance in there. It's so funny. James Gunn is curating and bringing back like good hair metal, which is crazy. I mean, there's a whole conversation about Cinderella, for fuck's sake, in this, which is wild. So I thought that's kind of interesting.
Hair metal's fun. Yeah, check it out.
Hair metal is good. And he goes, I know there's good hair metal. Like, I listened to this interview with him on the Hollywood Reporter podcast, and he's like, every genre has good music, and he loves music. He collects all sorts of music. He's like, I'm going to go find the good hair metal and use that. So those are all like real bands real songs that are used in there.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Crazy Licks to show up.
Crazy Licks. I don't even know that one.
That's a Scandinavian hair metal band. It's right in the same wheelhouse as this.
I like Steel Panther. It reminds me of Steel Panther too, which is a fun band.
Yeah.
But what's James Gunn is good at it, I think, is there is all this ridiculousness, but there's also a lot of like underneath. Peacemaker's really trying to figure out like who he is, and he's looking for like affirmation. Like there's a scene where he's like, hey, sweet cheeks, and he has and the lady, and he like he orders whatever he orders. It's a salad and zucchini noodles or whatever, zoodles. And she's like, good choice. And then he just smiles to himself. He's like, good choice.
He's so proud.
He's so happy that someone will compliment him on that.
And he thought sweet cheeks was a legit compliment.
Yeah.
He's like, you have sugar tits. You, on the other hand, might have sugar tits. He points to John Economos. He's like,
hey, dye beard.
So
beard dye.
Dye beard is hilarious because I could completely relate with Economos's plight there, because Anthony often accuses me of dyeing my beard, and I don't. I say, stop fucking saying that. I don't dye my beard. Just like dye beard. I get him. I feel him. Let me ask you, Ruggs, what did you think about the it reminded me of Kevin Smith style random conversations. They're great. Some of them I think go on maybe a little bit too long.
Yeah, they're like Quentin Tarantino.
Or Tarantino, yes.
Kevin Smith, like bantery, Joss Whedon bantery. Like those are the three guys that are
that's right,
banter filled. And so Gunn's doing the same thing. I think Gunn is one of the guys that he obviously blossomed way later than the other guys.
Yeah.
And he likes that shit too. So, he's doing it up.
He gets to do it now.
It's there. Does it get in the way? No, I guess for this comedy, it's obviously a comedy, irreverent show. And it's supposed to make you fall in love with the characters and not really be about the action so much
it works.
Even though they name check a lot of things.
Yeah. Batmite exists in this universe. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Every time I draw a dove of peace, it looks like a ghost.
Where's my dove of peace?
You really want us to ingrain your gun with the dove of peace?
Yes. I can't kill anybody without the dove of peace. And this drawing he's like, I'm not a drawer. Drawing it doesn't count.
Just him drawing it on there, and then he's like, shit.
And the whole like Mandela effect about the Bernstein Bears conversation, and there's just so many random Aquaman fucks fish. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Some of them were like the Bernstein Bears one. I was like, okay, that one's like
they're just
shoving it in. Like, why forcing this in? That was their code name.
I like when the vigilante. First off, I find
great.
Vigilante to be funny.
He's hilarious.
He's like, do you really think I get enjoyment out of squeezing someone's head to death or something along those lines? And he's like, no, I guess you don't. He's like, well, I do. Or there's when he takes off his mask and he's like, I got to change my face every few seconds so he can't pick me out of a lineup. And he's just doing the most stupidest faces.
Or when he's at the window and he wants him to look because he doesn't have his dick out.
Yeah, he's like, my dick's not out.
He's like, no, just look, it's not out. He's like, I'm not gonna look. That's the oldest trick in the book. And John Cena is crying over killing Rick Flag. Like, I thought that moment was crazy. Like, he feels bad. Also, he has a line, he won't kill kids. So the depth they're putting in this character already is amazing.
He will kill kids. He's brought up in the movie. He goes, I'll kill anyone for peace. I'll do anything for peace. I'll kill any man, woman, and child to achieve it. But what's eating at him here is he doesn't know what the mission is.
Oh, right.
So they're just telling him to kill kids, and he doesn't know if that's the right call or not.
And I love how the
and
mission...
he freaks out about it.
Yeah,
And
he doesn't do it. Oh, there's so many great parts. Like when he freaks out, he doesn't do it. And fucking Vigilante just pops up there and he's just humming. He's like, do-do-do-do-do, bam, do-do-do-do, humming and just fucking taking him out. That's great. There's so much. And then Robert Patrick as his fucking piece of shit racist father. Oh my God. He's great. He's so great. Like you instantly like, oh my God, this guy's scary. And it turns out he is an actual DC Comics KKK white supremacist supervillain named White Dragon from the DC Comics. So Judo Master also from the comics, which that part was also hilarious. He goes,
does he refer to the Chinese lady as Egg Foo Young?
No, chopsticks. He calls it chopsticks. And then she goes, oh, whatever, spoon.
She calls him walking scrotum here doesn't like Egg Foo Young.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she goes, yeah,
fork.
Whatever, fork.
Because why did she go spoon? Because I don't know. It's the first thing that popped into my mind.
Well, someone says walking scrotum here doesn't like Egg Foo Young.
She says that when they come back to arrest him. When they frame him. And that's hilarious, too. Fucking John Economos is like, oh, I'll just make it the dad's car. Like, what an idiot. What an idiot. What are you doing? What a fucked up team this is. It's so great.
I mean, it is like, holy shit. How stupid is Argus to put this team together?
Yeah.
Yeah, this can't be.
But you just kind of go with it.
Right.
Like, you just have to be like, okay, like Argus is supposed to be this really buttoned up organization, but they're clearly not because James Gunn's writing it that way.
They put him in a shithole fucking video store. And
I mean, the one guy doesn't even share his feelings.
He's like, you never said shared a feeling before? No.
He's like, well, I'm chilly. Are you chilly?
Never said
I just wanted
chilly.
to share that.
It's like, what the fuck? Him singing was great.
How often is he going to be naked
in his
or
tiny
in his
whities?
underwear?
Probably
Oh my God.
every few episodes. Oh,
I love throwing him in his underwear.
I loved him trying to escape out the back and just painfully
Oh my God.
falling from fucking balcony to balcony.
I thought that was
great.
So funny that
So
he kept falling on his ass.
What about the
jumping.
couple that he like?
Evan and Amber
and then he
were
bangs
also
her.
my favorite couple, where he's like, Cinderella, you've never talked about Cinderella. He goes, you like pumped up kicks. You know what that song is about? Murder. You're murdering my spirit, Evan. They just fucking yelling at each other. And then, so the post-credit scene at the end of the second episode, it goes back to them in the lineup room where they're looking at the mugshots. And she goes, it's definitely not the hot one. And he goes, oh, fuck you, Amber. And she goes, eat me, Evan. And they just start fighting. Yeah, they have a three-way with Vigilante and smoke weed.
Right. Yep.
It's just fucking wild shit. Did you know Vigilante was recast? They shot 5.5 episodes with a different dude, and that dude left over creative differences, and they hired this guy, Freddie Stroma, and reshot everything.
Who was the guy that was cast originally?
I don't.
No idea.
Wait, I don't. Original Vigilante actor's name was Chris Conrad. Departed over creative differences.
This dude had integrity, I guess.
This is a different. We saw Vigilante in Arrow. Remember that Vigilante? Still Adrian. Oh, you don't remember? It was still Adrian Chase. He was the DA. He was like the DA of whatever city, and then he became Vigilante.
Oh, this guy's like kind of a. He. I like the nerdier choice. This guy's more like a. This guy's more like a square jaw type dude.
He's so much fun. I love this Vigilante.
What did you guys like, Judo Master?
Judo Master is kind of badass. He's just funny, and he's like, what is he gonna protect me from green hearts and purple clovers? He's 2 feet tall, and he's so tiny. He's a tiny little
He's
guy.
so small. But I like that he's just sitting there eating hot Cheetos.
Yes, flaming hot Cheetos is his snack.
And he asks for one, he keeps throwing it in his face. Cena's really good. He's really funny.
He's great in this. It's like the perfect role.
I like abrasive, irreverent things like this. I like the fact that they throw caution to the wind, gore, and everything's on the table.
Oh, it's all on the table. I mean, we see the girl. You see Adebayo's wife's vagina.
Oh my God, there's a photo of the vagina.
Oh yeah.
You know what? WhatsApp does put photos right in your library. If you don't, I'm glad Economos said that, because I was like, oh, that's why I have all this random shit in here. You got to change the setting, otherwise it just adds it. No, Adebayo is such a great character. Like her, she's an polar opposite of Peacemaker. Yet they kind of bond and they connect, and they have a great relationship there. I love this character.
Well, yeah, because he's not really racist. He's been raised
wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah.
I like the random conversation where he's just talking about the homunculi.
Yeah, it's fucking homunculi. I hate little things. Yeah, so he finds this little spaceship, which is what these butterflies are flying into. Again, I also love that the project names are just on the nose, like Project Starfish was Starfish. We should have guessed Project Butterfly is actual fucking alien butterflies taking over people's
He
bodies.
mentioned his Mothra, by the way.
Right. There's a Mothra mention.
He's like, am I fighting Mothra? And then the guy doesn't say anything. He's like, I am fighting Mothra.
He's like, I need a jetpack if it's going to be Mothra.
Wait, I still need a jetpack. You're not fighting Mothra.
Did they call? James Gunn said one thing on that interview. He's like, they let him do pretty much whatever he wanted to do, but Warner Brothers DC drew a line when he couldn't call Batman a pussy. They're like, you can't do that.
But they can still make fun of Aquaman.
You can say Aquaman fucks fishes, even though it's Jason Momoa fucking a dolphin is a great image to have in your head.
Oh, by the way, all women celebrated. Jason Momoa is now on the market.
Oh yeah, he's free, but so is Lisa Bonet. She's a catch, but yeah, the single women are now loving the Momoa.
No, but I'm just saying there was an explosion online.
Oh.
There was a big celebration online.
Do we think that Cena's going to hook up with James Gunn's wife?
Yeah, they seem to be leading to some kind of romance.
I hope they do. That'd be straight 80s, but then I'm also thinking to myself, James Gunn's kind of also trying to be like woke, so maybe they won't lead to that because that'd be like the cliche thing to do.
Well, that scene in the bar is fantastic, where she just beats up those guys and she's just like, "Get the fuck out of here! Just leave me the fuck alone." She's bad.
Well, Cena's like, I haven't been with a woman in. He's like, I haven't been with anyone.
And then he says,
I haven't been with a woman.
Yeah, what does that mean? Oh my god, that was
that means he was banging in jail.
He's doing something. He does make that correction. Yes.
I won't touch you above the waist. And then he looks at her. He's like, no, above the neck. I got to touch your boobs.
I got to touch your boobs. It's so fucking.
It's. I mean, it's just straight up like it's Johnny Laurent. It's that same kind of tone where he's just from a different era.
Love
he doesn't
these
know
characters.
what's going on.
People love these characters right now. They're hot, and it's
because he's got a heart, right?
Yeah,
like
he does.
He's
Yeah.
not a complete asshole. He's not Robert Patrick's character.
No, that's the bad. He's the real bad one,
right?
And I wonder if what's going to happen with his storyline. But I love how I love the fact that the only time he made him laugh when he was talking about fucking Ratcatcher's fucked up childhood or Bloodsport's childhood, him being tortured as a kid, made him laugh so hard.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was weird.
I feel like that shot was weird where they're at the table. It was just a very weird shot
with Eagly sitting there with them.
Yeah. Strange.
Eagly is the best. Yeah, so far. Also, that actor playing Myrn, who's the guy who doesn't have feelings. He's got a big role in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, apparently, which is James Gunn's shooting that right now.
Huh.
And then there's tons of Easter eggs. Like the cops are Evergreen City, which is the city in Green Lantern, and it's Charlton County, which goes back to these characters. Like Judo Master is a Charlton character too from long.
Can you
time
imagine this DC this character interacting with Henry Cavill's Superman or something like that?
This is the same universe that has this and Batmite and fucking Peacemaker. I don't know.
But DC, I didn't watch that show, but I heard it was kind of similar and wacky.
Which one?
Doom Patrol.
Oh, yes.
So DC will do weird things with their TV shows.
Yeah, Doom Patrol is great, but like this is another.
This is wackier than
like the pizza face. That was something that was pretty gross.
Christ.
Oh God, that's right.
I think it's a piece of pizza.
It's on pizza. It's on face. Yeah, he blew her up with that sonic boom helmet. It's great. This is even, I don't know. This is even crazier than Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol, Doom Patrol is not as raunchy. They do swear, but this one is just a little more over the top. I don't know. Like it's fucking great. I'm loving it so far.
Well, Suicide Squad had to work as more of an action movie. It was gory. This is more just leaning into the comedy, less into the effects and the action. So.
The action, though, was pretty good, though. What action they had, I did enjoy.
Right.
It's not the focus of the show, though.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
But I mean, I was surprised to see that chick start to try to kill him.
Yeah, come after
he bangs him. Yeah.
And
I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah, these butterflies are strong. They can fucking jump. But now you have like this crazy like science fiction fucking bad guy thing happening at the same time, which is like another whole tone.
Is there canon for butterflies?
It's a good question. I didn't know.
See anything. I watched an Easter egg video and they didn't mention that at all.
Okay.
I'm surprised that Ruggs is into it. I mean, I'm not completely surprised, but I know Ruggs can be critical of James Gunn.
Yeah, that's the first thing. I was like, "There's boobs."
I was like, "There's
gonna
boobs."
They're not holding back.
I was like, "Yeah, they got. There's boobs there." I'm like, "Okay, now you got." I'm like, "Wow, this can go in fun places."
And Judo Master's dead. He killed him, right? And did the fucking Cobra Kai or Karate Kid crane kick move after.
I don't know if he killed him. I think he was just trying to knock him out.
Fuck, he hit him with the car and then fucking went at him with the tire iron. Old dye beard. Good for him.
Sugar tits.
Old sugar tits and dye beard. I don't dye my beard. Fuck you.
Who is besides Cena, because everyone's gonna like that character, who is your favorite other character so far?
Eagly and Adebayo and Vigilante.
Okay, run.
Ruggs.
Name the whole cast, why don't you?
I think it's just Vigilante and
Vigilante.
Yeah, after Cena, yeah.
Yeah, I think I like Vigilante a lot. I think he's fucking funny. He's weird as shit.
Yeah,
he's doing that weird dance outside, and then the guy catches him, and then he tries to say that he's married, and then he's having an abortion.
He's like,
"You want to come to my abortion?"
I don't want to go to your abortion party, man. Yeah, that was then he's like, Peacemaker's back, and he's fucking dancing.
I mean, he's nothing like the character supposed to be.
It's totally different. Adrian Chase, same name. Aren't you Gut Chase's younger brother? That's who he is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll do some news from the nation. I got comments from the listener, but
let's
what are we going to do
decide this
forward?
right now?
Yes,
we will. I think we should review it weekly with Boba Fett.
Oh shit! All right, so there's 4 more Boba Fetts. There's 5 more of these. They're going to end about the same time. I'm down for that
because the way Boba Fett's going, these shows might not be as fun. But if we throw in,
I agree.
Peacemaker,
I agree.
think we'll have some spice here.
So here's the other thing: the critics were sent the first 7 episodes, and James Gunn purposely left the 8th episode out. Apparently, there's some crazy shit. He said it's a crazy episode. He didn't want any spoilers, so it's gonna have a great ending. I can't wait for episode 8. All right, we'll be running.
It's just a lot of fun. I mean, if this is if you're not perturbed by the raunchiness of it, I think it's a fun show.
Compare this to Boba Fett. I know they're completely different
Jesus
things,
Christ.
but look at we've gotten 3 episodes of this. We've gotten 3 episodes of that.
Well, like you can't really compare the two because, like Peacemaker you have no skin in the game for Peacemaker. Yeah. Like he's an old character that not a lot of people give a shit about. You can do whatever you want. There's 0 expectations. All you have is you have the name brand of John Cena, you have the name brand of James Gunn, and you got the ability from HBO to pretty much have a carte blanche to do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Now Disney's a different situation. You have a character that people have been fantasizing about in their toy collection. They have comics with this canon where he's a badass. This is all coming into fruition and on a Disney platform that doesn't allow for extreme violence or anything like that. So it's got a lot of rules that it's got to play by. It's also kind of hampered by the fact that the actor that's playing it, we're seeing him in his old age.
It's got
older, advanced, I mean,
I think they have do you think they have a bigger budget than the Peacemaker? They got more money?
Probably. Probably bigger budget. But I think that budget has nothing to do with how much you enjoy something. It's all about what you can do. Like Mandalorian did Boba Fett better than Boba Fett's doing Boba Fett.
Yeah, so I hope that it's leading somewhere to Boba Fett and it does have a payoff at the end of all the episodes.
I mean, I clearly like Peacemaker better, but very hard. You can't compare.
You can't, but this show already, so much character depth, so much that you care about these characters. It's so fun. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to what batshit crazy shit happens. So,
like, what else can HBO do with their franchises now? Do more shows like this?
More spin-offs? Who else would you spin off? Yeah. I don't know.
But this is you can't do every show like this.
No.
This is a show that only exists because it's, as mentioned, an obscure character that James Gunn can do whatever he wants with.
Yeah, he talked about how he wrote this during like the pandemic shutdown and just always he had this in mind for a while.
It'd be really odd. I know they did it with Harley Quinn to the TV show, the animated one.
Yeah.
But if you did a live action series where it was set in the Gotham universe and it was like this, it'd be a tough.
I just watched the Injustice cartoon, and it's very violent. I mean, Jimmy Olsen gets shot in the face.
Is that R-rated?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, what I'm referring to is more the tone of the comedy.
But it's not live action and there's no boobs.
Yeah.
But this this show, first of all, James Gunn so far killing it. I'll put the show up there with like the best, one of the best DC TV shows along with Doom Patrol and like the Harley Quinn cartoon. This is definitely.
I just like it for what it is.
Yeah.
I like irreverent stuff in a time where you're so aware of everything and trying to like make sure you're not stepping on any toes or saying the wrong thing. It's always nice and refreshing to have like a universe where you could just let a fantasy world where you can just have a character that just doesn't fucking even know and just let shit fly. And it's just funny to hear that juxtaposition. So
I mean,
I'm into that.
This is something Marvel can't do, is make something this R-rated, but yet they're trying to do the same thing Marvel's done with their TV shows. Obviously, spin it off into its own universe. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't think
with
DC
is
exactly. I don't know if DC is as concerned about making it all connected. Clearly not, because his tone is so different than anything else. So in that sense, you can kind of just go into these like you don't need to, there's not all that baggage. So there's pros and cons to it.
They're killing it. All right, good stuff. All right, we'll be discussing this every week. It's definitely worthy of geeking out every week.
Do you think, Imran, you could learn that dance number?
Oh my God, the whole thing? Which one?
He can do it.
Well enough to perform on screen.
I'm sure there's TikTok videos of everyone redoing this thing now. It's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. I could. Those are easy dance moves. I could learn it if I study.
All right, good.
Absolutely.
You have 2 left feet.
No, I've done musical theater choreography in my past when I was younger in high school and college.
I seen him do it.
Yes, Ruggs has seen me to follow choreography.
He really commits to it.
Well, why do you drop everything all the time? You always remember we would be in your car and you would always knock your vape pen or your phone into the middle of your fucking
spaz. That's why. Like
it was a talent. How often you would knock things over?
Things would just fly out the window for no reason.
See, like I think that Imran's more coordinated than you think. First of all, he can play guitar. That takes coordination.
Yeah.
So I think that he's probably more coordinated.
I smoke enough weed, I can do anything. It's my superpower.
Yeah.
It's like Popeye spinach. I got this. Give me a second. Go smoke a bowl. All right.
Yeah, he'll smoke a bowl and play like Jimi Hendrix.
Let's go.
Great.
Sounds like shit. I'm stoned. I don't know. Okay, news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. It's time for news from the nation. Is that a queef? Queef pick? Queef maker?
It's
There you go.
It stinks. It stinks. Well, queefs are more like this. More like. Did I get it right?
It's distinctive. Very distinctive in the mid-range, in the middle frequencies.
Yeah, it's
There's less bass in it.
It's a slower flow of air.
Yes. It's all physics, people. It's just physics and sound particles
It's
vibrating.
air escaping,
Air
not
vibrating.
being pushed out more. Yeah, it's just kind of like queefing out.
Anyways, here's what some of our nation members thought of Peacemaker. Joe St. John just wrote, "Man, I wish this was available in the UK.
Lame.
I apologize to our UK listeners. It is not on the HBO Max there yet. It will be there.
VPN, dude. Get the VPN.
VPN is my suggestion. If you don't want to just straight out pirate the shit, I hear these VPN, you have to pay for the VPN, but you can set your location anywhere and get access to stuff you couldn't where
You
you
get
are.
American Netflix, yeah.
But I mean, even if you have it here, you can sign into overseas things and see things that aren't in the American market.
That's right.
It's kind of fun. So Joe St. John, maybe a VPN. It'll eventually be there. James Gunn said it will show up, just it's going to show up later. Lisa Morrison comments, I told Steve Morrison I wanted James Gunn as one of my hall passes. It didn't go over well. So, sorry.
She keeps adding more guys.
I know.
onto
He
this
got
thing.
Charlie Cox and fucking Paul Rudd and James Gunn. Steve Morrison, just to add James Gunn's wife to your hall pass.
I'd like
and
to
it's
see
easy.
just any married dude to suggest his wife at least one woman.
You can't say that.
No.
Daryl Case,
Because
you just can't.
We're living in a crazy world.
You just can't.
That's all I know.
Daryl K says this was pretty much exactly as warped and funny as I expected. Jay Ness Rhymes says, heads up, each episode has an end credit scene. He's the one who told me. Thank you, Jay. And then he says, Wookiees have teeth in their asshole. That's canon.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
How did you find that out?
I don't know. I don't want to know. Ethan Cranford, again from Australia, says, very over-the-top funny watch. As always, James Gunn has done great with the music, and I was pleasantly surprised that the show had a bit of emotional weight to it. I just wish it was more readily available in Australia. I'm pretty sure he's going to have to VPN this, too. I don't know if it's in Australia. And then John Bellotti Jr., our admin of the group, 20 minutes in, and it's already holding my interest more than all the Disney Plus Marvel shows.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
I love how Johnny Jr. doesn't even finish the show. He goes in immediately. He pauses.
He's like 20 minutes.
He's
this is
watching
better.
it. He pauses it. He's like, I gotta go put this on the nation.
This is
I gotta
better
say,
than anything.
I'm 20 minutes in.
John, his whole shtick besides that too is to consistently find things where he can bump it up against Marvel and then say this is better than Marvel.
Yeah,
this has my attention.
I did notice that.
But then John will also then find something in, like, for instance, No Way Home, and he'll be like, I'm back. I'm fully on board. This is the best.
He's got a love-hate relationship with Marvel.
Yeah.
Pull him back in when he thinks he's out. Pull me back in. Okay, let's finish up with what are we watching? Anthony, you watched anything?
Just a lot of sports. So.
Okie dokie. Rugs? You watched
What am I watching? I watched Injustice.
Oh, yes. Is that a two-part thing?
No, I think it's just
It's just one part? Okay.
Did I watch anything else? I don't remember. I don't think
Injustice was good, though. It works as an animation. The whole.
I was dialed in to it,
Okay.
for the whole thing.
It looked interesting. The trailer looked good.
It was gory.
Yeah.
There's people getting killed.
Damn.
Lois Lane obviously dies, and Superman just fucking rolls up and puts his arm through the Joker and kills him.
Nice.
What else? There's a funny kind of, I don't want to say funny, but funny Harley Quinn Arrow kind of team up going on. There's some good, interesting shit.
All right.
Oh, there's a Robin type shit. There's a lot of cool back and forth between the Robins.
And that's on the HBO Max?
Yeah.
I watched something on the HBO Max, just released Ridley Scott movie.
Yes, how was
The
it?
Last Duel. Ridley Scott had two movies this year. House of Gucci and this movie, The Last Duel. Yes, what were you going to say, Anthony?
This is the one where I think Affleck afterwards said basically movies are dead and the only movies we'll get in movie theaters from now on will be just big franchises or IPs or
he said
sequels.
just Marvel movies are going to be.
Yeah.
I believe this movie did not make a lot of money.
Did terrible.
Oh,
yeah.
it's only made $30 million total. Oh my God. So anyways, what it's about. Yeah. Worldwide. It did 10 million domestic. Yeah. Nobody went to see this fucking movie. It came out in October, just released on Last Duel on HBO Max. The Last Duel is based on true events about these knights and royalty in 14th century France. It's essentially like a medieval rape trial you're watching. They show the same events 3 times from 3 different perspectives, from one character and then the girl and then the guy being accused of the rape, and then it ends at the duel, right? Here's what I liked. The fucking costumes, the castles, it's bloody. The battle scenes are bloody and gory. The looks amazing, right? What kind of takes you out of the movie though is that this is in 14th century medieval France. Of course, they have English accents, but you also have fucking Matt Damon and Ben Affleck playing a knight and like a royalty guy in 14th century France, and it's just hard to buy that a little bit. a little bit hard to buy it. And then you have Adam Driver.
It's hard to buy Affleck as an Englishman and Damon as the Englishman, right?
But they're playing them with English accents as French dudes, which is also kind of weird. But you're going to tell the story in English, whatever. Adam Driver is great, and Jodie Comer plays the girl. She's great. But I was like, fucking Damon and Ben. I was just waiting for him to go, that's a wicked sword you got there. It's just fucking
lemon face, lion face.
It's so it was okay. It does the thing where you see the same events 3 times, so that takes up like 3/4 of the movie, and then there's a duel to the death, and you watch it.
So you didn't love it.
It's all right. It was all right.
I've been looking forward to watching that one.
It's okay. The storytelling structure is interesting that way, and you don't.
Right, I'm gonna watch and tell you if it's actually good.
You know, the events are different slightly based on who's telling the story, so that's kind of interesting. And then there's just a trial and there's courts, and you get to see him fight to the death. That's about it. It looks great. Like the fucking costumes are amazing and the castles are amazing.
So it didn't elicit any kind of emotion from you at all.
It was just all right. I just thought it was all right. It was just okay. Yeah, I don't know. Just the Matt Damon. I was like, I knew Matt Damon was in it. I didn't know Ben Affleck was in it. I was like, wait, is that fucking Ben Affleck? What the fuck is going on here?
It is not the first person that you.
No.
Think about the task that Ridley Scott had just set him up with.
I'm making you're like I'm making a medieval French knight movie. That's not the guys you think about putting in the lead roles.
Well, especially Ben. I mean both, but yeah, Ben Affleck was a weird one. I was like, when he had that quote, I went, he was in that movie.
Yes.
Holy shit!
Yeah, he's blonde.
He's blonde.
Blonde. Sorry, no blonde.
No, I said it wrong. He's blonde.
He's blonde.
Holy shit!
He's got a blonde little goatee and blonde hair. Because the character, I don't know, it was the character. These are all apparent real French people, maybe. But if you're bored, you could give it a watch just to see some Ridley Scott.
Is it a really long movie or is it 2 hours?
It is over 2 hours. The runtime, it's 2.5 hours.
Oh, it's a longie.
Yeah. So like the each sequence is like 30, 40 minutes. And then you got to watch the whole thing again from this person's point of view. And then you watch it a third time from his point of view. So by the third time, you're like, did he really rape her? Let's find out.
Let the duel decide.
And then they got a duel. So yeah, I don't know if that was the last duel ever, but that's the last duel. That's about it. All right, gang. That's it for this week, Ruggs. Where can the listener find you online?
You can find me online at Really Rug Boy if you go to Twitter and find me. Follow me.
Follow him. Link to his
like my things.
You could like and retweet.
Yeah, retweet my thing.
You can find all the links to his Twitter in the show notes for this episode. Visit the website, jockandnerd.com/418 for links on how to support the show, buy merch, get in touch, stay in touch, spread the show, listener, spread the geekery, share it with your friend. Thanks for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
And he's the Nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's really good.
I fucking loved it.
I loved it.
I really don't give a shit. Fuck that show.
Jock and Nerd.